For all my heavy hitters and lockdown defenders, it's mock draft time. We are getting into our mock draft 1.0. We have been getting y'all ready for the draft this week on Friday based upon our biggest needs videos. So if you haven't watched those, please check that out on the channel. But we're going to get into the Lockdown Defense mock draft 1.0 with the whole hit squad. Let's get into it. Gentlemen, what's happening? What's good in the hood? The hit squad is in the building. We are here, mock draft 1.0 that's live and direct. If you have not seen our biggest needs videos this week, there have been definitely some good content out there. We did every division in the entire NFL. We talked about everybody's biggest needs, and what we're going to do is we'll culminate in us talking about the first round of the draft, who's going to pick what and when. So first of all, let's go around the room. Let's start with my guy, the real AG Alex Givens. How you doing over there, good brother?
Yes, sir. Ready to go, coach? Indeed.
Young RG, Robert Garcia. What's happening, good brother?
Doing good, sir. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Ready to get this thing rolling. And my guy, the man, the myth, the legend, Coach Mike Dub. What's going on over there, good brother? How you feeling?
Feeling good, man. Ready to go. Ready to make these picks.
Listen, man, I'm letting y'all know these brothers been waiting for this all week.
Dude, I got two phones going here.
All right, Kevin Gates.
Thank you. I got Tennessee on line one, man. I'm trying to make a trade up.
I'm saying.
Up.
We might have to entertain that because we're going to do maybe one more mock draft, maybe two, depending on how the schedule rolls out. Maybe we'll throw in some trades going forward. That's not a bad idea. But yes, indeed. So we're going to get into our mock draft. We're going to go through the entire first round. And as we got a little bit of a random order going on here. So we've got everybody has 8 teams. Just to give you the format, everybody has 8 teams out of 4 of us, 32. Do the math, remedial stuff. And so here's the order and how things are going to go. I got the first 2 picks. Ironically, I love the name randomizer that the internet gave me.
Yeah, randomizer.
Yeah. They've been hating on me. And I rigged it. I didn't rig it. It just happened that way. And I'm just going to be sitting here twiddling my thumbs at the end of the draft because I don't have no picks after the first, 15. It's crazy. But yeah, so the first 1 through 16 is here. So you can check that out on the screen. Then we're going to be picking in order, and everybody's going to be picking based upon what picks before them. So here's 17 through 32. Alex has got 2 back-to-back picks starting off that round. Robert is heavy in that arena. And we're going to finish out the draft with 31-32 with Coach Mike Dub. So that's going to be interesting to see how he treats the Eagles and his rival Eagles and the Chiefs.
I'm going to do it too dirty. Not too dirty.
Okay, there it is. That's good stuff. All right. So we're going to get into it, man. Let's get up here and let's bring the PFF screen in here. So, like I said, we're going to pick 1 through 32 as soon as I can get this screen rolling. All righty. Boom, there it is. So we got all the rounds covered. We're going to pick 1 through 32, and we're going to just do the first round today. Maybe we'll do round 2 later on in the content if the fans want that, but we're going to do the first round to see how Button picks the first night, guys, see who's going to get what and when, and we're going to keep it rolling. So, gentlemen, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. All right. So let's start the draft here. So since I have the first 2 picks, I'm going to be on brand and controversial, to say the least. We've been talking about this a lot backstage, and we think that the Titans are going to do the right thing. We think the Browns aren't. I think that's consensus around the room, right? So you would think about it.
Browns are going to do. I don't know what the hell they're going to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Me neither.
Obviously, the Browns are thinking.
Yeah, that's what I was going for, dude.
There you go.
Old Harry Doyle.
There it is. All right, cool. So let me enlarge the screen real quick here, so get a little bit of a deeper view into the draft board here. So with the first pick, the Tennessee Titans, I'm not going to do anything crazy. They're going to do things on brand here. So start draft. So I think that by all accounts that they're going to go after a quarterback, and they're going to get the best quarterback in the draft, and they're going to pick Cam Ward. I think that is an easy pick. I think that is the only one that we can guarantee is going to go the way it's going to go with the first pick. The Browns, however, I think the Browns are going to throw a monkey wrench into everybody's plans. Don't have a quarterback of noteworthiness on the roster at the moment, and options are getting fleeting. But they're obviously going to roll out with Kenny Pickett and take the best edge rusher in the draft and pick Abdul Carter. I think they're going to draft Abdul Carter with the second pick and just totally go into the tank proverbially for the season already. And get into the whole, air quotes, Arch Manning sweepstakes. But that's what I got for the first two picks. So next up on the board, who we got is it Robert or is it Mike Dub?
It's me.
Okay. All right. So the Giants are on the clock.
Yeah.
So what do you think they do at number 3?
So I think we all had this figured out until some events happened earlier in this week. That kind of threw us off for a loop. If you would have asked me this a few hours ago, I don't know 72 hours ago, I would have been 99% sure that they were going to go quarterback. And I think we all know which quarterback they were going to go. But since they threw a monkey wrench in the plan, the next best thing is to go with a weapon for the quarterback, as well as somebody that could play both sides of the ball and sell a lot of tickets in New York City. Let's go ahead and go with Travis Hunter, who is the next best player available on the board. They need an offensive weapon. Defense is pretty good. Like we said, they got 2 quarterbacks in free agency this year, so they want to try to ride out with them. But they got to get somebody opposite of Malik Neighbors.
All right. Travis Hunter goes at number 3 to the Giants.
Dang.
Good stuff. So what do the Patriots do at number 4? Now that the best corner and edge rushers off the board, do they go O-line? Let's see what happens. Let's
wide receivers off the board too.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, best wide. Yeah. Well, technically, is he? I don't know. I mean, is he better than T-Mac and Bird and Golden? We'll see. We'll see. So I guess for the 4th pick, from my perspective, I think that they're going to play a safe being that Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter are gone. I know they were kind of hoping that they would go in a different direction so they can grab one of those. They'd be happy with either one to fill out that defense. But I think what they're going to end up doing, because the O-line is hurting so bad, I think they're going to go with the best offensive tackle available here. And I've got them picking Will Campbell from LSU. Will Campbell from LSU. Solidify that tackle position. Hopefully he can play left tackle. Playing the best arm length and all that good jazz. But hopefully they can definitely make it work in some facet, and he can play left tackle and protect Drake May, and he can throw to his $69 million receiver in Stephon Diggs. So
like I said in my video,
always trade with yourself too, Coach.
What's that?
You could always trade with yourself too, Coach. You know, the Browns are looking to move down. I don't know what you're looking for in a price, but
yeah, that's true. That's true. Indeed. Okay. All right. So with the next pick up is Alex with the Jacksonville Jaguars at 5.
Shador. No, I'm kidding. I'm just playing. I wanted to once he fell, but he's going to keep going. For Jacksonville, I kind of look at, new GM from the Rams. I think he's already made comments. He's going to build the team, like they kind of molded it in LA. And I think that kind of goes through interior D-line presence. So I think that the pick that most likely happens here is the best interior pass rusher in the class in Mason Graham.
All right, Mason Graham goes. Boy. That's him. Mason Graham goes at 5 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So the Raiders. Raiders. And our guy Robert Garcia is picking at 6. What do the Raiders do in this particular pick?
Man, there's a lot on the board here. I mean, a lot of people thought they were possibly going to go Shador here, but then they make the Geno trade, and that kind of goes out the window. Mm-hmm. They talk about wanting to sign him to a huge extension. So quarterback's off the board. T-Mac is a damn great choice here. Fantastic wide receiver. I mean, arguably the best wide receiver in this class. 6'6", I mean, jump ball special. I mean, this guy can do it all. But I think Pete Carroll is going to learn from his past mistakes about not running the damn ball. And he's going to get himself a running back that he'll hand this thing off 20 times a damn game, and it's going to be the right move. Give me Genty Ashton Genty going to the Raiders.
Dang.
Okay. Genty goes to the Raiders. There it is at 6. They need a running back. So, hey, that's not.
Ever since they lost Jacobs, man, they went downhill.
That they have. So it's a solid pick. Really can't go wrong there with a quarterback or running back. They need both. Receiver either in that case. So, yeah, I get it. I definitely get it. All right. So I'm back up with the Jets at 7. And the Jets need a few things. Now, I toyed with the idea because they did lose DJ Reed in free agency. So they need another corner to go opposite of Sauce. They need a tight end. I'm sure they can use an interior lineman, but would they spend the 7th overall pick with an interior lineman versus a hot button weapon? Now, you also going to look at it from this perspective that with them taking Genty and the Browns taking up Carter and kind of throwing the whole quarterback thing off, would they, go Shador here? Would they go with a weapon for Justin Fields? We don't know. But I do believe that they are, because Aaron Glenn is coach, I think he's defensive minded. I do think that they pass on the weapon and go with the best corner available at 7. And they go with Jedi Barron at 7 to go opposite of Shador, opposite of Sauce Gardner, and solidify that corner room again and let them have 2 solid corners on the outside to lockdown receivers on that defense. So yeah, I'm going with Jedi Barron at 7.
Jadad. Yeah.
Solid pick.
All right. So I'm back up again in 8. Oh goodness, dang. Go on.
Like we said,
Hot
randomized.
Right. Well, this one is an easy one for me for the Panthers. I think that they can. The fact that T-Mac McMillan fell to them this far, I think that's easy. I think they take that big body receiver, 6'5", over 12 or 215 pounds. Great target for Bryce Young. It's ironic. Bryce is short and he's tall, so they should work out. So I'm going with T-Mac at 8.
Bryce can see him.
Yeah, well, he should.
He looked good. I'm not going to talk down on Bryce. He looked good at the end of the last year.
There somewhere. He's down there somewhere. Kind of with
T-Mac down there somewhere.
He's down there somewhere. Just throw it up. All right, cool. So I should be off the board for a little while. So at 9, we got good for the Saints. What the Saints need everything. So what do the Saints do here?
They do. They need a little bit of everything. I was looking at their roster and I was kind of, trying to figure out which direction they're going to go in. I think I'm going to shake things up a little bit. I think they go offensive weapon, but I think they go tight end and they take Tyler Warren.
Okay.
I think we know that how they love their boy Taysom Hill down there, and they find ways to work their tight. Yeah. Derek Carr's had success with tight ends with, what he did at Waller and back in, Vegas or Oakland, wherever they were when he was playing with them.
Right.
But I think they're going to try to shake things up, and if this is what's left, I think that's where they go.
I like it. Not bad. All right. So the Bears at 10. So we got Robert up with 10 with the Bears. What did they do at 10, Robert?
Man, so the Bears, I thought they had an amazing free agency. Really addressed their biggest weakness of last year, which was that O-line. Signed 3 offensive linemen in the offseason.
How about that?
Yeah, so I absolutely love that for them. There's you can obviously want to go try to replace Keenan Allen, but I think you need I'm gonna have a little pattern here. I think Caleb needs to take some weight off his shoulders. You need to take some weight off of Williams' shoulders. And a running game is a quarterback's best friend.
Oh.
Ask everyone. And my boy at a UNC, who I was really hoping would fall to us, I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Bears take Omarion Hampton here with pick 10. This is going to be the first time in a while we see 2 running backs go in the top 10.
Top 10, yeah.
Yeah, but I think the defense is solid. The O-line, you address those needs. So now get somebody to abuse those holes, that these offensive linemen are going to be creating.
Whoa.
God dang.
I just think this is the smartest move for them. You basically put all your eggs in Caleb's basket last year, thinking that he was going to be your savior, gave him all these wide receivers, and it got you nowhere. And he had no protection. So
but I get it. What you're saying. Yeah.
So 2 running backs off the board for my first 2 picks.
All right, Robert, you're on fire, buddy.
Yeah.
You're on fire. All right. So the 49ers are up at number 11, and they definitely are definitely need of defense. Mike Dub, what is the rebuilding, as you alluded to in your video, the rebuilding Niners going to do at 11?
I think it starts with defense, and I think it starts with replacing what they lost. To me, their biggest loss was Greenlaw. And I think that their heartbeat of their defense is at that second level with the linebacker position. The next question would be down to evaluation. Which best linebacker can you take? I like Jalen Walker because of his versatility. I think he can rush. I think he can do a little. He can stand up. He can cover. I think he's probably the next best replacement for Greenlaw. So I'm going to go ahead and go Jalen Walker.
All right. Well, we got to go.
Yeah.
Got to find him at that linebacker spot.
Had to dig a little bit. So
he might be on the edge one. Oh, no.
Nah, he's from linebacker one. Yeah, I've done enough mocks to know.
Yeah.
All right, so Jalen Walker goes at 11 to the 49ers. Now the Cowboys up next. And Mike Dell got a back-to-back picks, and he get to pick his rivals pick here. That's gonna be interesting.
This one's interesting. This is interesting for a few reasons, because actually I had them going running back first round.
Okay.
But obviously with the two first running backs taken off the board, that switches things a little bit. So is happy as I am that things didn't go their way. This is definitely causing for a pivot. So I don't know. I mean, thinking about what they need, thinking about where they are, obviously they went through some transitions with Lawrence leaving, some other things happening going on. I'm thinking when I watch Dallas play, I feel like they need more offensive weapons to kind of equal it out. I know they got Jonathan Mingo. I know they got Jalen Tolbert. I'm not necessarily sold on those guys. That's why I was looking at running back. But if we're going best available on the board right now, offensive weapon wise, can you scroll down for me a little bit?
What position? I can break it down for you.
Oh, there we go. Let's see. I guess Golden is probably the next best. Or Luther Burden. You know what? Let's go Luther Burden.
Okay.
All
right. Luther Burden goes to 12 at 12 from Mizzou to the Cowboys. All right. That's a good weapon.
Another offensive.
Heck yeah. Good compliment to CD too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a good pick. I like it.
Had to do something there. Definitely had to pivot.
Okay. All right. So Robert's up next. We got the Dolphins on the clock here. So we all can kind of pinpoint O-line being the most glaring need because they can't seem to get that right. But do they pick more weapons for that offense, or the defense need work? What are you thinking, Robert, at 13?
Yeah, man, you're definitely not wrong with that. They definitely need O-line, as judged by their biggest needs here being guard and tackle. I think all you would have needed was a center on there for it to complete the trifecta. So obviously the top offensive tackle in Will Campbell's off the board. So you got to go to the next best, and I think it's going to be Membu out of Missouri, Armand Membu.
I like it.
Going to be a little bit of a fall for him. His average draft position. Yeah,
back to back Mizzou, baby.
Yeah, back to Alex repping his Mizzou butt.
M-I-Z, baby.
And that'll be it for them.
Yeah. And we're done.
Yeah, exactly. Grand opening, grand closing. All right, good stuff. Good stuff. So the Colts are up at 14. So we got Mike Dubb back for the Colts pick. What did they do at 14?
I think I'm seeing a theme here with offensive weapons for me for these specific teams. I normally would have looked at corner for them, but they did make some good moves, bringing in Charvarius Ward. Still got Kenny Moore. So I think they're decent. They're serviceable at corner. I'm going to look at the other tight end and Colston Loveland from Michigan as a potential, safety net for Richardson. I think they want to try to make things work with him. So of course you got to give him a big body, nice target, somebody who's versatile for him.
All right, Colston Loveland goes at 14 to the Colts. All right, so the Falcons are up in 15. I'm back on the clock. The Falcons need a few things as well. They talking wide receivers, center, edge, linebacker. I think they've had an issue with edge, especially losing Matthew Judon to free agency. So I think that edge might be I guess you can say the quote unquote biggest need. And I think they go Mike Green here. I think they pick Mike Green up for the edge rusher spot. Hopefully Arnold Epiketti comes into his own, and you pair him up with Mike Green and on the edge and be nice and young at that position. So I think they get Mike Green at 15.
Dang.
Yeah.
You guys are taking all my picks.
Sorry.
Well, you're about to go on a run right
I
here.
know. Here I come.
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
But looking at the Arizona Cardinals, I think the two biggest needs. I kind of disagree with the guard. I think they need more of a tackle. Like they took Paris Johnson, and they have a pretty solid line, but they're really one tackle away. From having I think a good line. I think it's O line or corner. Looking at just how this board fell, I was kind of looking at my boy Mimbu for him because I think he's a perfect fit because they have Paris Johnson on the left side. Looking Kelvin Banks, that kind of be drafting the same player. Then you got to figure out which one would go to the right. So I think with just how this board fell, they add some depth to their secondary and running mate in the corner room. And I think they take Will Johnson just from how far he fell in this draft. I mean, that ranking's a little low for him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I look at Will Johnson there. Then for the Bengals, I think it's safe to say that they're probably going to go damn near, if not fully exclusive defensive draft with the amount of money that they have spent on the offense alone. They obviously have the Trey Hendrickson saga ongoing. I think with just the time that's passed, he's probably playing out his last year there, or is going to be on the roster.
You might hold it. Yeah.
And so I think just with this board, how it fell, you took the guy I was really looking for in Mike Green. I think just looking at next best edge, that either have to be who we got. Yeah, I'm going to go with James Pierce.
Okay. Speedy edge.
The speedy edge to complement Hendrickson or just eventually replace him. But they're going to have to add to that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back up. Here we go. Seahawks. They – all right, who's best available receivers here? Let me just look at – actually, I already know. I'm going – I think they go Golden here.
Okay.
Because they've added some. They obviously have Darnold.
That's interesting. You ain't want to pair him up with his Ohio State teammate, him and Jackson Smith, pair them back up together.
Nah. I think they go Golden. I think that's kind of the same guy.
Yeah,
they take him. So, but obviously, they added Kupp, they added Valdez Scantling. Both those guys are on the wrong side of 30, so they're going to need to, get I think another young weapon in there to potentially grow with Darnold after losing DK.
Understood. It's a good pick. Okay, cool. All right, we had 19. We're at 19, and the Robert Garcia is up here with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So what did the Bucs do at 19?
Yeah, similar to the Bengals, they're already full set on offense. They got their wide receivers, they got the running back, got the O-line quarterback, so they are full set on that. Could go Colston Loveland here if you really want to beef up that offense, but I think the smart pick here is to go defense and address that D-line. And I think if you could pull up the edge rushers for me, sir.
Bro.
Thank you. I think I'm going to go with Mykel Williams here at 19. A little bit of a reach based on the ranking here. Ezra kind of had a ascend into top edge rusher conversation after his combine performance, but I'm going to go with the film and let the film speak for itself in Mykel Williams. I think he's a great edge rusher for them here.
All right, there it is. There you have it. All right, so Denver Broncos are up next, and Alex gets to pick this one. This ought to be fun. Get to pick his route.
Yeah.
Kicker.
I'm waiting.
Kicker.
When's the clock run out?
Oh, there you go.
Honestly, though, so thinking about this draft, I agree with the biggest need noted here at running back. But I don't think they're going to do that with just the two people that have already gone, thanks to Robert. I don't see them reaching for Judkins or someone like that in the first round.
Okay.
Also would have thought maybe tied in here, but Mike Dove, we had both of you guys just ripping up all the big guys. So I think they could look at adding a weapon, but with how this board fell, I don't think there's one that justifies being picked right here.
Okay.
So I think they kind of add to their already pretty bolstered defense, and I'm going to take Kenneth Grant.
Oh, D-line.
Yep, D-line.
There you go. There you go. Make our lives miserable. Him in that middle of that defense. That'll be great.
Put my GM hat on there, dude. I'm not going to get got. Okay, I'm not reaching.
Not bad. Not bad. All right, Steelers up at 21. Robert, what do they do at 21?
This is like the Steelers' dream scenario right here.
It might be. It might be.
Give me Shadur Sanders at 21.
There it is.
Seriously, dude. That's I forgot he was there.
This is literally a dream.
I was about to do it here for the Chargers.
Yeah.
I'm shipping Herbert to Minnesota. All right.
You're lucky I can't flip the camera off right now.
Right. But similar to my little preface for the Broncos, Robert and Mike Dub royally effed me here, I think, for what the Chargers are probably realistically targeting in the draft. Obviously, top tight ends are gone. Top, running backs are gone. They did add Najee, but I think if either of those guys are there, they're doing that. But with the board here, I'm either going edge rusher or I'm going interior D line or O line. But I'm going to take Ezerike just because I think that dude's a primo fit. Gives you a replacement for Bosa.
If he falls to us,
I mean, he had what, 20 sacks last year?
Not bad.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good pairing. I don't think they really fall off. Yeah, it's a hardball pick, man. Our Zeeble or Gray Zabel or whatever his name is, that's a hardball pick. But yeah, Ezerike.
Got it. I like it. I'm not complaining. Not complaining at all.
Can't catch me complaining.
Not at all. Packers up at 23. Robert, what do they do here?
Yeah, so go ahead and pull up those wide receivers for me. They need a true number one here. We've always kind of had this talk about they got, 3 number twos, and they need someone to separate from the bunch and be the guy on offense. So give me Emike Ebuke.
All right.
For the Packers, gonna be Jordan Love's new target.
So poor Christian Watson. That's all I can say. Yeah, he's all been out in that group now. If you
his hammies do him too dirty, man.
Exactly. Okay. All right, Mike Dell. What do the Vikings do at 24?
All right, so I think the Vikings they don't need a whole lot, but I think they do need a little bit of help in their secondary, at least secondary depth. I think Harrison Smith is getting up there in age. They may be looking for, some help with that safety position just because I don't think that there are any more first-round corners left at this junction. So let's go Malachi Starks.
All right, Malachi Starks goes to succession plans for Harrison Smith. I like it. He's a beast.
Huge fall in our mock.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, seriously.
For sure. Definitely. Okay. All right, so the Texans did a lot of work or reworking or retooling of their O-line. So what do they do at 25 here?
What the hell did the Texans do this offseason? They're like, our quarterback has no protection. Bye, Laramie Tunsil. Right. We lost Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell's injured for the season.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. We're fine.
It's okay. Give me Josh Simmons, man. I mean, you need something.
Yeah, that's an easy pick.
Him or Banks, one of them.
Yeah,
that's an easy pick for them. That's a good one. All right, Rams at 26. So that's me. I get to pick the other LA team. All right, so the boards they got tight end, tackle, linebacker, corner. That's interesting. Yeah, I think honestly, truly, I think linebacker would be great for them. And this guy falls that far. Jedi Campbell falls that far into 26.
Yeah,
he's a legit 3-down linebacker. They haven't had that since God knows when. I think that's an easy pick for them too. I think they picked Jedi Campbell at 26.
Yes, sir.
All right, my final pick of this mock.
Okay, the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions.
No, I'm Baltimore, my guy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm jumping ahead one. I'm sorry. Baltimore.
I got Detroit.
You got Detroit.
I got Detroit.
So for the Ravens, it's I think your offense is pretty set. I think defense is definitely where you're going here. If you could scroll down a little bit for me.
Okay.
Yes, there he is. Give me Shamar Stewart out of Texas A&M.
They needed an edge rusher.
Solid edge rusher.
Shema.
Yeah, Shema.
Got to get it right at some point. Everybody brought in so far hadn't really panned out, so I like that pick.
They haven't really found their guy since Calais Campbell left, and I think Shamar will be that guy.
I like it. Okay, so now we're up to Detroit at 28. So what do the Detroit Lions do at 28 there, Alex?
Yeah. So I think their two biggest needs are a running mate to Aiden Hutchinson, because right now they just have Marcus Davenport in him,
Right.
or significantly improve the interior of their offensive line. Pretty much all edge rushers that I think are worthy of a first-round pick are gone at this point.
You got
pretty much I don't know that they take any of those guys. So give me Gray Zabel, who PFF has a tackle, but he's kind of a jack of all trades interior guy. I think they have him on the tackle spot, but he's a guard. He's like a guard center combo, and I think that's where they go to bolster that and just beef up the room with how this board fell.
That's a good one, because that's interesting over Austin Booker from Alabama. That's a good one, because he's the best interior lineman, they called it.
Booker had a crap combine, dude.
He did. He really did.
He's like Chance Warmack again.
Oh, God.
I wanted Chance Warmack to be so good, but
it didn't work out.
He was not. Okay. All right, then I got Mike Dubs Manders here.
Manders.
The Manders. I mean, they kind of it's crazy. A lot of teams have a need at edge. There's a lot of teams in this draft looking edge. I think Commanders could be one of them. They could potentially add, to wide receiver, because Debo and Scary T's contracts are up after this year. But there's not really anyone out there for them to take. So I'm going to go with the guy I think Mike Dubb might be pretty excited about.
I think his best friend.
In the safety.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Imanwari.
There it is. There it is.
Great pick.
Yes.
And with that, I'm out.
There it is.
You've done your job. You've done well.
Mike Dubb's like, I'm going to give you your $10 later.
That's a good one. Yeah, that is a good one. All right. So the Buffalo Bills are up at 30, and this is my last pick. They did pretty well for themselves in free agency as well. Got Joey Bosa and a few other additions to that defense. I think they were pretty set on offense as well. But I would argue that they could use another weapon offensively, maybe a wide receiver or a tight end. But again, it's kind of pick clean here. Do you pick, do you reach for a guy at the lower rounds, or do you just go best available? So I'm actually looking at corner here. I think corner might be a move for them, because they are missing that. And this guy had a really good combine. I think they reach a little bit if they don't trade down and go get Maxwell Harrison out of Kentucky and help that cornerback room and get him at 30. I like that pick for them.
That's good.
Honestly not a bad reach there. You get that 5th-year option in the first round.
Absolutely. Athletic freak of a guy. I mean, he can pretty much keep up athletically with any wide receiver in the league. So I
on their last corner pick too. So
exactly, they traded him already. So yes, indeed.
All right, pull up the kickers. Let's see who the Chiefs are going to take.
Come on, I didn't do the Chargers dirty now.
Oh, it's not my pick.
I didn't do the Commanders dirty either. Now
you
didn't. Keep that in mind.
You didn't. You did pretty well. All right, so I mean, you let me know. AG, I feel like they still need help on that left side of the line. I know they addressed it a little bit, but I'm not 100% sold on Moore. I would go Kelvin Banks if he's available there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like especially at this low, it's kind of a high reward pick, low risk, high reward, and he can help on the interior and at tackle as well. So yeah, I would take that pick there.
If he fell to them.
Yeah.
That's a good pick. Yeah, if he falls, I'd do that.
I mean, just to solidify it, it was terrible.
Right. Maybe you put more inside, and just and let them
because they're moving the guy they took last year. That was a tackle to inside, so it wouldn't hurt to add a young guy behind the guy they signed just in case he doesn't pan out.
True, and then you have a safety net too, because if you can't seem to pay Trey Smith after the franchise tag, then hey,
exactly.
There you go. So
good pick.
Yeah, hopefully it works out for him. And I think I'm last with the Eagles, right?
You are.
How is wide receiver the need for them with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith on that team?
And Jahan Dotson, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's PFF. Do they throw wide receiver on everyone here? Yeah, it's not one for the Chiefs, but like, come on.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I don't see how that works with them. I think they got to replace my guy back then that just left. Let's go Tyler Booker,
Okay.
from Bama.
All right, there it
Yeah, I
is.
mean, I just did. I'll be honest. I don't know what else they really need.
They don't have a lot of needs.
They don't really have
Yeah.
a lot of them. Just depth, depending on where they want to go. So let's go with that.
Okay.
boom.
Boom, there it is. So
Yeah.
here's the draft order, the first round that we did. It was
Sure.
scrolling kind of slow for you, but yeah, Cam Warwood 1, Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, Will Campbell, Mason Graham, Austin Jinsey, Jahai Barron, T Mac at 8, Tyler Warren at 9, Omari Hampton at 10, Jalen Walker at 11, Luther Burden at 12, Bimbo at 13, Coastal Loveland at 14, Mike Green at 15, Will Johnson at 16. 17, James Pierce, 18, Matthew Golden, Mikael Williams at 19, Kenneth Grant at 20, Shador Sanders at 21, Donovan Izarike at 22, Emeka Ibuka at 23, Malachi Starks at 24, Josh Simmons at 25, Jahad Campbell at 26, Shamar Stewart at 27, Gray Zabel at 28, Nick Imawari at 29, Maxwell Harrison at 30, Calvin Banks Jr. at 31, and Tyler Booker rounds out the 32nd pick of the first round with that pick. So boom, there it is, gentlemen. Great draft, man. Great draft. We did it. It is in the books, man. So we wanted to get back to our draft coverage, and we're going to keep things rolling for next week. But let us know in the comments how you guys feel about our draft. Is it spot on? Did you like the picks for your teams? And give us your feedback. And we'll be back next week for more content. But in the meantime and in between time, that is Young RG Robert Garcia. That is Coach Mike Dubb. And that is Real AG Alex Givens. And as always, I am Coach Defense. Until the next video, we'll see you when you see ya. Step up and lock it down.